Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Writer. I'm your host, Bialois. I want to apologize for last week. You may have noticed there wasn't an episode up. There's just a lot going on at the time, had a lot to take care of. So I didn't really get a chance to get into it, but we're back today. There have been some other developments in the writing world for myself, like I will be taking part in a writing competition on Amazon with another story, and just a few other little developments here and there. Um, I'll probably do a podcast or explain that in depth later on about what's happening there. So, yeah, I'm ready to get back into our story. So, let's take a look. And, hope everyone's had a great couple of weeks. Hope your writing has gone well. Hope you've had plenty of ideas and ready to keep going. That's the biggest thing. Like anything in life, writing. I mean, is fun. It can be fun. It can be very rewarding. We may not make a fortune on it, but it's very rewarding. It's very entertaining and again fun. We get to play as adults, but it can be complicated because it's like any other habit. We have to get used to doing it, and for me, that's the biggest thing. After the last 4 or 5 years, where I was basically doing articles. Otherwise, I didn't have much time to do fiction. So getting back in the habit of fiction, that's that's been fun. It's fun running it, but also, it's kind of my brain's not used to it. The different type of writing. I'm used to just, okay, I'm writing about this character doing that or what I think is going to happen. I put my creative spin in there, but I was doing articles, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't. I was just using, speculating what was happening, whatever, with another world, other people's world, other people's characters. Kind of sort of like book reports, you could say. It's sort of like that. And this is actually using, the creative part of my brain even more. So it can be tiring. I mean, it's like yesterday I did have a headache. It just happens I'm not used to doing it like any muscle. It's like waking that muscle up. So it's gonna be fun. It's we can just have some fun and we can it's like just create. It's all we can ask for and hope find the audience and have a lot of fun doing it. So anyway, getting back to our story here, we had last time we had Becky kind of tried to out Shane. He got a phone call. She's been stressing out how she's going to tell her friend about how he's cheating on her, and she saw this woman in the store, all buddy. And we had the idea that the woman was actually his sister. And she doesn't know him that well. She just knows what sees around her girlfriend, and everything like that, around around Janet. So she's protective, and she of course jumps to the conclusions. It's And so, it happened to be he got a phone call from her. So, he took that and she like trying to drop the hint at Janet, but Janet's not picking it up. Janet's missing their cues that they've had like their entire lives kind of building and constructing, to tell each other and communicate, ideas or problems to each other. So now is it going to pick up with that one? Now this could be the last week we work on this. I mean, I could finish this up. More likely, I'm thinking next week because of how long it takes with writing and get going in it and explain everything. Could take another episode or two, but I think we're about ready to wrap this up. At least it'd probably be oversimplistic, but again, this is just like the process. I mean, we can back and work on it later on, and we'll see how it goes. The biggest thing is, like I said, right now we have this conflict. Now it's like, how bad do we want it to get? Do we want to actually hurt their friendship? Which is pretty much every Hallmark storyline. Like the friendship isn't doubted. It's like you always need that threat. You need something to potentially go wrong, an obstacle. And this is the kind of obstacle here, but it's like kind of more. For me, it's more like Becky's own obstacle. She's creating it. She sees it. Is it really an obstacle to them being in love, to Janet and Shane, or is Becky the obstacle? Or is Becky just creating the obstacle and then thinking the worst? And it's a simple misunderstanding. Like we often have in life, just something so simple that we can either resolve it easily, relatively easily, or we let it just blow up and become something far bigger and far worse than it was, and cost us friendships, relationships. So I mean, that's something you get into. I'm not, part of me, I like the simple, like I call it KISS method. Keep it simple and stupid. I kind of like doing that, but again, we want the readers to really be invested. So that's where it comes into play. And I'm not used to writing romance. I love watching the Hallmark movies, and everything, but it's like, it's a guilty pleasure. But I'm not used to writing these. So that's where the fun of this comes out, where you can actually delve into it and really play. Again, this is also meant to be a short story. Maybe come back later on, flesh it out more, and we'll see how it goes. So if you just Becky's frustrated, so let's dive into that and see what we can play with that one. So let's go. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe not change that. There you go. Just different phrasing, I kind of like it. Just writing wise, it just would say to a T. It seems a little bit off, unless it's a dialogue. So I went a little deep than I thought I was going to on this whole thing. Image of my stories or my books, everything is a coming of age story. Um, my characters learn. I mean, I don't like stories where the characters don't learn. I mean, I've read some, and it's just like, like no matter what happens to them, they lose everything. They almost lose everything. They go through all these things, everything else, and then they're still the same dumbass, for lack of a better phrase, they were at the beginning of the book. There's no growth. There's no reason to care about them. It's like just someone just doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. It's the definition of insanity. So I always like to have that growth. Um, Sometimes it's self-realization. Sometimes it's something happening outside the world. Um, this, from what I'm thinking here, okay. It's a first thing. Like, first thing that kind of like gets into Becky's head. It's like, kind of, is she being a coward? Because she's kind of be selfish because she doesn't want to lose her friend. She doesn't want to hurt her friend, but she doesn't want to lose her friend because you know, she's seen enough, shows to know what comes from this. It's like, and she's remember she wants to work out, so she doesn't want to. And just all these things all of a sudden warring in her. She sees her friend happy. She doesn't want to be the one to take that away from her. She doesn't want to lose her friend. All that stuff is kind of warring inside of her. She's trying to, you know, go through that. It's like a sudden epiphany. All of a sudden, just everything gets info dumps on her, and it's like, holy, yeah. It's like trying to deal with this. And the part was like, she needs to know. You need to be the good friend. You need to do this. Again, going back to the movie tropes. The friend comes up. Their friend says it, and they have a fight. They're outside, but later on, you find out it's true. Oh, I'm so sorry. But I'm thinking here's okay. It's not true. There's no reason for Janet to apologize to her. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. So you can wrap this up and take it easy way, which is kind of what I really want to do, because it's just me. It's like I like making it nice and quick and easy, just little snippets. You know, it's like I probably really want to do that. Really, really wants to do that because it'd be fun. It's just to wrap it up and just to see how it goes. But if we take the other route and she says it and ends up that it's his sister, will Janet accept her? Will she accept her apology? And that would almost be, it would be very wrong. But at least I like to mess with people's heads, let them think, let them keep them warm. Like, oh my God, how could you do this? If we end it on that, where she's like asking forgiveness, but Janet's not giving it, just leave it open. It's like almost like the old horror movies, like the old horror shows, like Tales from the Dark Side. It's like I don't know if I just like cutting like that. It just happens to hit the just right angle here, in a different spot today. um, so I'm liking that idea. The other could be the whole redemption where they work it out and everything. But what if just leave it in the air? Do they? Do they not? Because not everything resolves itself. Sometimes some problems continue to fester, and we lose decades or so lives of people because of that. So I'm thinking that's where my mind is going right now. Just doing something like that. Like it's not what a rom-com does. That's the thing. You need the resolution. Everyone's happy. Everyone's in together. But that horror writer in my brain really wants to play like that. Really wants to have this whole, not like a dark romance, but like almost like not even a tragic romance, although there's a tragedy. But it's like, cause I'm kind of thinking that would, and I'm thinking we'll explore that way, see how it works out. See what we can do with it. Maybe it'll just open the door to keep going. But we do need some resolution there. So let's see here. It's like, hmm. check something here real fast. Okay, I did mention that. Okay, cool. Okay, we're running out of time, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm kind of, I said the one idea, but this kind of just struck me as an idea where, maybe Janet's not upset with her per se for what she did there, but she's more upset like maybe because she's spying or something like that, or just kind of like in that really phase, like, you couldn't tell me before this, so I'm like, so this is something maybe be rewritten in the future. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly comfortable with it. I'm not happy with it, but it's like, is it getting across? I want to get across. That's my biggest thing. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say right now. I'm trying to build that tension, but I'm almost trying to be like, Janet realizes something. She realizes that her friend was basically, you know, wanted to help her. She's spying on her. She didn't know how to help. But it's also like the indignation. Like, you think I can't take care of myself? You think I won't see this myself? So I'm trying to work all those angles in there. So I'm not sure if I did that justice. Um, I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go from here. Like I said, it's almost like leave it there. Okay, that's just wrong. Now I do need to continue this. So it's like, so I'm like kind of, maybe think about this a little bit. Just say, okay, where do I want to go from this next week? Where do I want to go from this next? So I managed to wrap myself in a corner a little bit, and I really get to break down some walls and figure out what to do here. Really get into the good part of the story. So this is gonna be pretty fun. Again, again, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate your time. Take the watch these videos, join me on this, and if you could please let me know in your comment in the comments below. What do you think about this? It's like, is this something maybe I should retweak? Should I, you know, take a different angle? Should I just let it run and see where it goes? What do you think in the comments below? Let me know about your projects. Are you working anything alongside this or anything that's similar? Or do you have any insights you want to share with your own writing process? Please let me know in the comments. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. You could please like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. Until then, let your messages fly. Have a great one, everyone.